Ladies and gentlemen, this is Eddie Marcus here again. If I had to have a public talk with God, what would it sound like? I'd have to say, Dear God, all of my life I've heard that you were love. I heard that you were the sweetest of the sweets, that you were the just of the just, the purest of the pure, the lovingest of the love, the merciest of the mercy, the forgiveness of the forgiving. I haven't heard one thing bad about you. And if anyone was to say anything bad about you, it would have to come from the lips of those that want to abuse others. And you ain't having it. I've been in pulpits preaching, and at the end of sermons, people would come up and ask the preacher to pray. And those things that they would ask people to pray, or ask me to pray for them for, are those same things that each and every last one of us as human beings desire, need, or want. Understand that your way is supposed to be the best way to bring peace and prosperity and freedom and joy and fulfillment of dreams. It doesn't even matter what religion you're talking about. They always end up in that arena. God, the great God, all here, all there, all knowing, all powerful, all of this. I believed that once someone came up or introduced a plan to society that would actually produce these things, that it would happen. I saw the church, but they were split up in so many different ways, they couldn't actually articulate their message. And yet there were individuals who have, and they all get killed and nothing happens. The world just gets deeper and deeper in ugliness. I think about my life in this pursuit. Man, my first wife heard about it and she ran. My second wife been sticking with me on this mission for almost 40 years. But even 40 years make her doubt. And I don't even know if she loves me anymore. And yet I'm still walking around here believing that love is the answer. I'm still walking around here believing that with love we can have the desires of our heart. I still walk around here with love thinking that we could have all the food, clothing, and shelter we would ever need. Any education would be unlimited and unrestricted. Health care would be from the womb to the tomb. And every last one of us would have a career of our own choosing that we could engage ourselves in and thereby create all of the things I just mentioned that were so beautiful for us. And everybody say they want this. But in these 40 years that I've been out here, I've heard a few people say they want it, but they can't commit to get it. They don't believe in anything about causing it to happen. You have had taught to you that there was one called the Son of God. And you were taught that all this hell will go through. I don't know why. It was going on when he was here, they say. But it's going to just let eternity run out with hell running all over the earth. And one day, this great God is going to cause this Son of his to ride down on the clouds and come down here and, according to the way people have identified it, whip everybody into order. That sounds just like the devil talking to me. That sounds just like the devil speaking to anybody. All of this hell for all of these years, nothing getting better, everything getting worse, and we just sit and wait. Do you know this hell that we're living in? If we took a seat and just waited on it to progress, if that's all we did, took a seat and waited for hell to progress, hell would not grow anymore. We'll be at the limit of hell right now. If we just took a seat and treated hell the same way we're treating heaven. In fact, if we didn't lift up our hands in time, hell would dissipate. It would just disappear. Now that sounds like to me, if we lift up our hands for heaven, then heaven would become manifest. It would appear. And yet it seems as if I am the only one. Am I the only one who can see this? Those of you who hear me, am I the only one that cares about you? Am I the only one that cares about all people? Those of you who are listening at me now, watching me, am I the only human being in America that wants education for everyone? Am I the only human being in America that wants an end to war? That wants an end to lying and cheating and stealing and killing and racism and bigotry and hatred? Am I the only one in America that wants peace, that wants prosperity, that wants freedom, that wants joy of life and the fulfillment of dreams for everybody? Am I the only one in America that wants that? Now something tells me not to be that naive to think that I am. But if there are those of you who want these kinds of things, where are you? What are you doing? Just speaking on the internet, and I must admit I can't even find you there anymore. Just talking about it at the kitchen table, it's not going to do a thing. Talking about evil is not what makes evil real. Doing evil makes it real. Going to church talking about history, about people who believed in God, that doesn't make history real today. It takes life. It takes action. Why do you accept America the way it is? Why do you accept evil as the only alternative for this way of life in America? Why can't you believe in something else enough to make it happen? Why? Why do people have to suffer? Why are people losing their homes and their homes rotting around them? Why are the floods and the hurricanes coming and tearing up these cities quicker than we can get them rebuilt? Why are the guns being used to kill people at every tunnel of life, whether it's in the nursery home, whether it's in the nursery, whether it's in the schools or the churches, whether it's at the parties in the streets? Why? Why do you allow that spirit to control you and master your living? Why is it that you put more faith in a Powerball or a lottery ticket than you do in God's ability to make the world right? Why do you do these things? Why? 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 I know you want better, but you won't do better. You just sitting there waiting for Jesus to return. The disciples thought Jesus was going to return. They figured about 40 days, 50 days he'd be back. Now they tell us thousands of years have passed, and we still sitting here like cattle in a pasture, waiting for the farmer to deliver us. But we are not cattle, my friends. We got the ability to think, to reason. Why are we acting like animals that can't? If I had one word to ask God, I say to God, if I'm on the wrong path, so far I'm satisfied even though I'm not getting the returns that have been promised. But I'd like that if I'm on the wrong path, if I'm indeed wasting life, just show me. Just show me. I got faith in you, and what you show me, I will accept. As I have accepted what I'm doing now. And I'm not getting any support. There's nobody coming to me saying, Eddie, let's go out here and make the world a beautiful place. There's no one going out there saying, Eddie, let's go out here and show these people that everybody can have education. There's no one coming to me saying, let's go out here and save everybody that food and clothing would be unlimited. There's no one saying, Eddie, let's go out here and show these people that health care can be made available to everyone from the womb to the tomb. People are saying it, but nobody's saying, let's go do it. And the ones that are talking about it, they got connection with plans that will not allow it to happen. And they don't even know it. They're just thinking about, let's do something. And yet, they are limited by what you have said they can use. The Constitution, the American way, American greatness. You've limited yourselves. And with that limitation on you, you will never be able to come up with the answers to the problems of life. You got to step out of that box and step out into the great big yonder. Why won't you? God, what's the problem? Show me something. Show me something. Show me something.